Mustangs fans, Josh Redmond here with a brand new, fresh episode of Around the Stable Coaches Show. We have a new guest on the show here tonight, newly appointed head coach, Mr. Luke Gruden. Luke, first and foremost, kind of been a whirlwind of a day as things kind of develop, but you've got in here, you've met with the players, met with some of the staff. First impressions, what do you think?
Well, it's first off, I'm happy to be here. It's a great opportunity for me to help the youth, the young kids. I'm excited. Anytime you can start fresh and you just have a good, clear mind, you know what, you see what these kids have and see if you can pull the best out of them. And, I'm really looking forward to it.
A pretty impressive resume. You played at the college level. You played at the USHL level. You played 123 games, D1, University of Wisconsin. You played professionally. You coached professionally. You were an assistant coach right here in Peoria with the Peoria Rivermen. How do you think that experience playing junior hockey, playing collegiate hockey is going to transfer to behind the bench here with the Mustangs?
Yeah, I mean, the game of hockey and just life is a process, right? And growing up from Minnesota, my goal in life was to play Division I hockey, and there's a process to do so. First, it was playing high school hockey. Then it was getting recognized and getting the opportunity to play junior hockey. I had the opportunity to play in Green Bay with the Green Bay Gamblers. My head coach was Don Granato, who's a former Riverman and NHL coach. And we had a young team. It was a franchise team. We had all first-year players except for one or two. And just that change from high school to juniors is a huge step. And me going through that, I hope I can help our young team here realize what it takes and the process to get to where you want to be. So I'm certainly hoping that I can be a role model in that aspects. And then college, that was my goal. I wanted to play Division I college. I wanted to get a scholarship. I didn't care where. I just wanted to play and get that opportunity. And Wisconsin was graduating 4 defensemen, and I was given the opportunity to start right away. And I had a great career. I had a couple injuries late in my career that kind of slowed me down. And then after Wisconsin, with Don Granato and my connection, because he was my coach in Green Bay, and he played at Wisconsin, and he was the newly appointed coach here for the Rivermen, and he was recruiting me to come here and be part of the Rivermen, and it's one of the the best things. You don't know what life brings you, right? And I look back now, I've been married here and lived here for 22 years, and just that path and that road and that opportunity and just the culture with hockey with the Rivermen and the Mustangs and the history. I'm just excited to be a part of it.
And Mustangs have played 13 games so far this season. Coming in at that point, as a coach, how do you gain the trust of these guys, especially with a short turnaround time with games coming up this weekend? As a coach, how do you gain that trust and get them to buy into what you're preaching?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And I think just kids want a coach that's going to be honest. They want, it's anything. You want to trust the people you're around, and I want them to trust in me, and I want to trust in them and give everybody that opportunity. And, like I said, the game of hockey, the game of life, it's a process, and we'll take one day at a time. We'll evaluate what we have, where we're at and where we need to be. And, hopefully with open communication, and honesty and just pushing these kids to have a great time and enjoy themselves. That's kind of our recipe with hopes to get back to where we need to be.
And 2 home games this weekend, a week off, and then out on the road for 4 games. Are you going to use that week off as a kind of an advantage, come in, kind of get things tidied up after you evaluate this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, it's like, drinking out of a fire hose. Who do we have? Where do we have? I'm familiar with a lot of the kids just growing up here in Peoria, and we have a lot of local kids and in coaching. But I want to see what they can bring. I want to see how they adjust, how they adapt, how they're in the locker room, how they are around their teammates. And with a good skate tomorrow and then an evaluation, I want to, give everyone the opportunity to play and kind of see what they have. So we'll take that, and then we'll go to the drawing board and say, okay, here's where we're at. Here's where we need to go. And we'll take that 2 weeks. So that week off, that weekend off is great. So it gives us 2 full weeks to kind of work on processes and details and get going.
And looking ahead, what do you want to convey to Mustangs fans, the people that come out, pay their money to watch this team? What do you want to say to them looking forward?
Yeah, I hope that they can say when they come to a game here, it's a great bang for your buck. You got a lot of local kids. You got kids that grew up in the Peoria area. But hopefully they'll leave saying, wow, that team competed. They gave it their all, with take wins and losses out of it, that they competed. They left everything on the table, and I can't wait to go back to the next one.
And then as a new coach coming in, what are some personal goals you have for yourself to help these guys develop that maybe not everybody sees, but it's a goal that you have in your head?
Yeah, for me, it's about helping groom young men. Hockey's a game that we all love to play, and we all choose to play it. Not all of us, some play it at different levels, but eventually they're going to become professionals in something. And if I can have an impact on them, or they can learn one thing from me that'll help them be a professional at whatever they are, to me, that's the most rewarding and satisfying thing as a coach. When they can call you or see and say, "Hey, coach, how are things going?" Or they're running businesses, and, "Hey, I learned this. I remember this." To me, that is the purpose of what a coach should do, and that's what I'm looking forward to, is in helping them in their development in life.
And one last question here. Looking at the season, there's still a pretty good chunk left, some road trips, the NA3HL Showcase up in Blaine, Minnesota. As a coach, what are you most looking forward to, though, moving forward?
Yeah, well, it's just taking it one day at a time, right? I always say, I tell the kids, and I got to take it to myself, control what you can control. So, we wake up tomorrow, we take one day at a time, we try to get better, and then we move on to the next day. Forget about that day and move on. So I try not to look forward too far. Just take one day at a time, and we take what we're given.
Mustangs fans, that's new Mustangs head coach Luke Gruden. Don't forget, this weekend, Mustangs on home ice, West Bend Power in town, Friday night, 7 o'clock puck drop, Saturday night, 6 o'clock puck drop. Hope to see everybody out at the Owen Center. Once again, this was Around the Stable.